I'm Marna, and this is the Twin Flame Detox. I wasn't planning on making this video. I really was not planning on approaching this topic again. It's very controversial, and if there's one thing I absolutely hate, it's sounding like a crazy conspiracy theorist. Yeah, I grew up with that myth too. The thing is, there are certain advantages to not being monetized on YouTube yet. One of those is I don't have to fear loss of ad revenue, and I can put out a video like this without having to worry too much about the repercussions. And this information needs to be released, and I guess that leaves people like me to do it. So, now that I've rambled a little bit, I read a Twitter thread today on the effects of what is called long COVID. Now, this is COVID-19 cases where the symptoms have continued on much longer than scientists originally predicted they would. Longer than the 2 to 4 weeks that most people seem to be experiencing. The thread I was reading today was from a young lady who's been symptomatic for 4 months now. And I feel for her. I really do. But I was reading through the list of symptoms that she was giving, and it suddenly struck me. These long COVID symptoms are strikingly similar to the ascensions being experienced by people who are going through their spiritual awakening. And I've got the flash of insight, and I believe this was a true inspiration from my guides, that this aspect of COVID is forcing people into a spiritual awakening, and they are getting not only the repercussions of the virus itself, but also having what's essentially Ascension Flu tossed on them, and process that for those of us who've come to awakening before this point was spaced out over months or years, is now being condensed. And as it's condensed, the severity is also going up. Like I said, I feel for these people. This is not something I would wish on anyone. I am not in any way trying to make light of what they are experiencing. Okay, so the Twitter thread that I read was by a young lady named Hannah Davis. Her handle on Twitter is at ahandvanish, and I'll put all of her contact information down in the box below. And when you're done watching this video, I'm going to put in the end cards my videos on Ascension Flu and on how Ascension is happening, whether we like it or not. And I would highly recommend that you watch those too if you have not already done so. So, let's get on with this. The symptoms that really caught my eye that Miss Hannah was talking about: severe headaches on a daily basis, heart palpitations, muscle aches, tinnitus, ringing in the ears, a sensitivity to noise and light, insomnia, vivid, lucid dreams, often with visitations from those who have either transitioned or from spirit guides. In her words, this is a direct quote, "This life is a weird parallel one where almost everything in your old world feels alien and unreal." The symptoms that she is describing, statistically, we don't have an exact case count, but statistically, are affecting roughly 1.5 million people in just the United States. That's a lot of ascension. And these are people who do not know what's going on, do not have any clue. They were not awakened to even the possibility of something like ascension happening. They are being forced into being moved forward. Now, if you have watched my videos on ascension and on previous failed ascensions and all that fun stuff, and I may have to do a playlist on this. So, if you have watched these videos, One of the things that has been a recurring theme in various ascensions has been people are forced into the process whether they are willing to do so or not. People who have no clue, who have not been awakened, are being pushed on this path with no warning. So those of us who have been awakened, those of us who have started coming to grips with spirituality, those of us who are starting to get insights into what's going on with this, I've been saying for a while, we have been the way showers. We are the guides. We are the people who go ahead. If you look at the Hermit card in the tarot, the Hermit is alone on a pathway and holding up a lantern. The Hermit is the one who went within to find the knowledge and is now holding up the light of that knowledge for those who need it. So I'm going to be tagging this video with all sorts of COVID references in the hopes that people who are experiencing this forced ascension path will find it and hopefully see it as a gateway into figuring out what's going on. This is a hell of a process, and anyone who's been on this path with me knows this is not easy, this is not fun, this is not, unicorn farts and rainbows. This has been difficult, it has been painful, at times it has been downright bloody, quite literally. So, this is where we are. Those of us who are twin flames, who have moved into union with ourselves, those of us who are on that path, those of us who, are suddenly being forced into acknowledging that there is more out there than we ever dreamed. All I can say is, welcome to Ascension. Welcome to Rising Up. Please, 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 if my videos don't resonate with you, find someone who does. There are a number of excellent resources out there on YouTube where people are talking about their own personal ascension journeys. And I would highly recommend, get those accounts, compare them, see what the commonalities are, so that you realize that as you are being thrust into this, what at times feels like a living hell, there is a purpose to it. There is a path to it. You are not alone. You are not the only traveler dealing with this. If you need to reach out to me personally, if you need someone to talk to, if you need someone who's been there and who's, developing a clue as to what's going on, my contact info is in the box. Please feel free to reach out. I'm here. I am more than willing to help out in any way I can. But it's looking like those who are suffering the long-term repercussions of COVID-19, coronavirus, whatever you want to call it, are being forced into an ascension path. And those of us who have been on this path, we have a responsibility. We have, whether we choose it or not, they're not choosing to be on the path, we didn't choose it either. But we have a responsibility now to be the way showers, to be the guides, to be the hand reaching out to help people through the roughest parts of the wilderness. I'm Marna, and this is the Twin Flame Detox, and thank you for being here with me.